All right. Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the IMT CDL Ghaziabad online webinar. I hope all of us are visible and audible to you. You have a chat option. You also have a Q&A option popping up on your screen. Hi, good morning, everyone. I again welcome you all. Okay, hi. So you can just type a yes in the chat option so that it gives us a good to go that we're all, at least for now, I am visible and audible to you. I am. Hi, Vipin. Hi, good morning to all. So, hi, today's webinar is a little different. No sort of marketing slides, no heavy jargon, just real conversations. And, we'll be discussing some real journeys and real outcomes straight from our alumni who once sat exactly where you all are today. I'm Dhruv. I'll be moderating this session on the behalf of IMT Center for Distance Learning. I head the marketing and admissions here. Today's topic, as you're all aware, is an online PGDM from IMT CDL Ghaziabad really worth it? So today, on a Saturday, we are all going to hear the answer from those who lived it. So I'm currently being joined by Lalit Rajpal, who has done the program from IMT way back in 2008. He's an alumni of IMT CDL Ghaziabad. At that point, the program duration was 3 years, so he's one of our veterans there. We also have Amritanshu Kumar, who is a pass out of IMT CDL Ghaziabad from 2022. I'll very quickly introduce both our alumni to you very quickly. Before that, I just wanted to understand a little bit about the audience that have turned up today in good numbers as to what is your profile. So there'll be a poll popping up in front of your screen in a while, and you just have to click on, and there'll be a multiple choice question poll, and you just have to click on the answers. Gaurav, if you can just present poll 1. Right. So you can see that there is a poll which simply asks you a question that what is your total work experience? Are you a fresher? Are you somebody with, let's say, 1 or 2, 3 years of experience, or you are somebody with, let's say, more than 10 or 12 years of experience? Can you kindly click on the options and just tell us who you are, and then it gives us a good understanding of your professional work experience. All right. Akshay says that he can't see the poll. The poll is, I think, is visible to all of you. People have already started responding, Akshay. Uh, okay. So it's pretty much submitting because we have already about 8-9 responses on the screens. All right, great. You can also type in the chat poll if that is okay. If it is not clickable, you can just answer in the chat option what is your total work experience. Wonderful, wonderful. So we have a lot of people with more than 9 years, 10 years of experience. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I also want to quickly understand what is your primary motivation? What is the primary reason for doing an online MBA/PGDM at this point of your career? What is that primary reason? Can you, Gaurav, quickly run the second poll? This is okay. The first one is done. Right. So yeah, majority of our audience today is with 12 years and more experience. What's your primary reason for considering an online MBA/PGDM from IMT CDL? Uh, Obviously, I'm assuming there are a lot of you are looking at career growth, promotion to leadership roles. Uh, some of you could also be looking at just upgrading your skill without taking a career break. Obviously, this is not a fully online program, so you don't obviously want to leave your job and take a career break, and you can do it alongside. You understand the brand value and the legacy of IMT institution and a recognized PGDM degree. You're looking at switching roles or domains, and you are in the mid of a career transition, and you feel that an online PGDM could be a good uh, pathway. Great. So some of you are typing in the chat option who are not able to click in the poll, but I would suggest if you can just click the multiple choice options in the poll, that will be helpful for us to know uh, as to where do you stand and what are the reasons. You could also be looking at structured learning and credibility over short certificates, which is also something that is available to you, but you are looking at a proper structured learning through a 2-year well-established PGDM degree. Right. So some of you are also looking to switch into techno-functional roles. Some of you are looking to switch into HR career. All right. So that's it. That's about it. I think we will, without wasting any more time and without further ado, I'll quickly introduce our two esteemed panelists, our alumni for today. I'll start with Amritanshu. Amritanshu comes with over 24 years of experience in industrial automation and electrical solutions. He has basically been a passionate and a result-driven business leader focused on growing the water and wastewater business. Amritanshu ji currently works with Bentley, if I'm correct, Bentley Systems, which is a US-based company, and he's basically working there as a marketing development director. Uh, prior to that, prior to this, he has worked with Schneider Electric in Gurgaon, and he was a segment head for water and waste water uh, India zone. I think Amritanshu, uh, when your turn comes, you can perhaps introduce yourself in a better way. I
Sure.
also have with me Mr. Lalit Rajpal, who is currently working as Vice President with Barclays. Vice President controls business partner, and his operating domain has largely been around internal reporting, business performance management, and analytics. We'll start with Lalitji first. Lalitji, hi, welcome to the webinar at IMT CDL. Good to see you.
Thank
How are
you.
you doing today, sir?
Yeah, absolutely good. Thanks. It's great to be part of this, webinar, and feels great to be back to my school or my IMT again, and speaking
Yeah,
about to all the people out there.
yeah, sure. Amritanshu, what about you? Welcome again, and good to see you.
Yeah, good morning, Dhruv and Lalitji. Good morning, and all the participants who are there on the call. A good day to you. It's look very great to be connected, and also sharing the insights and knowledge what we both carry to the aspirants who are looking for getting into their career, because I've seen majority of the people are 12 plus years of experience. So practically, this is the
Yep.
area where they are transitioning from the level to the mid management level and to the senior management level. So good to have the kind of audience. And also the second poll which was running, the majority of people mentioned that they wanted to be getting promotion into their career. That is what they are looking for, a kind of a management program. So me and Lalitji will definitely be sharing couple of insights to them how they can nurture their journey. So that is all good, Dhruv. Looking forward to have this
Yeah,
session.
absolutely. So I'll just very quickly lay out the structure of this session. I'll
Yeah.
start with you first, Amritanshu ji.
Okay.
I'll be asking you some very simple questions around your overall experience, and same with you, Lalit ji.
Yeah.
Uh, so we will also open the session for the audience who want to directly ask questions. I'm the moderator, so you have the chat option to ask your questions. Not now. Let them just finish first. So I'll do a small Q&A with them, and then let's say after 15-20 minutes, you can ask your specific questions directly, which I can take on your behalf. This is for the audience. So Amritanjali, let's start with you.
Sure.
You've been a recent pass out 2022. You have been working also at a senior leadership level. How was the experience at IMT CDL Ghaziabad?
So I'll tell you, Dhruv, it comes with the positive and negative thought process. Okay, I'll tell you why. So when I started, we were in COVID days. So when I
Right.
said positive, it comes with a positivity that utilizing the COVID days with some education additionally and getting some new things, learning some new things is the positive sense of it. The negative sense of it is something like we're not able to communicate, we have a limited bandwidth, not going out. So all that thing. So it goes with the right timing of the thing. For me, I was transitioning from my middle management to the senior management, and the days which were there. So utilizing the lean part of the days for education, yes, gives me a positivity working and learning with IMT CDL and the faculty who were there. Uh, and
Right.
if you see, MBA is more towards the analytics, more towards the finance, and I was zero in finance. I came from the background of electrical industry, so I know finance because of my roles and responsibilities, but not getting into the nitty gritty of the finance and calculating all these things. So in the
Right.
initial days, it was a nightmare for me to learn and to gradually get into the balance sheet kind of a thing. Because when you see the balance
Right.
sheet, you are not really getting into the calculation mode. You are just seeing it on a very superficial level, which Lalitji, with his experience, I know he's smiling and sharing that I do it day in, day out. So that is
Absolutely.
something which I feel is so it is more toward the structure, how you create it, how you learn it. So where IMT and the management team helps in structuring the things well.
Right. So, uh, I think you said that you mentioned finance was completely new for you, zero exposure to
Correct.
in terms of the P&L. So I think this was perhaps the biggest mental block initially. So at what point during the program did you feel that things are actually starting clicking for you in that specific area of finance, let's say?
So I really appreciate Preeti Sharma madam for this. Okay,
Okay.
she was my faculty for finance. Okay, I was
Okay.
mentioning her name because the way, so she, in the initial days of the classes, she mentioned, because it's a mix of the audience, okay, mix of the people
Right.
coming in. So she took a large step of making us learn the finance from the scratch. Okay, I will say,
Okay.
with the limited time frame. And then you need to do it some learning at your end also, because she cannot do everything on that 4 hour class. Okay, so that is something which I say, the concept being set by her, and then the
Okay.
practice by the person will make you, otherwise anything, even if it is finance, even when you start learning, everything is new for you. Okay, so you need to invest some time and energy to get exposure to it. So that is what I feel is the most important thing. So I respect that thought process of giving one step ahead from her.
Great. Great. So if someone in the audience today feels that finance is perhaps not his or her strength, what would you tell them based on your journey at IMTCDL?
So I said, look, when you are going on a top leadership, when you wanted to do a PGDM or MBA or anything which is more towards the business side of it, finance is
Right.
the key. Okay, because any
Right.
business leader, whether you are from the technical background, you are from the commercial background, or from the business background, finance is the key. So somewhere or the other, if you wanted to strive the management role, you need to start learning the finance part of it. And that is what I say. Maybe we are not there to evaluate the strategy of the banking point of view, but you should be knowing how to see the different aspects of the finance, which is good for your business. The P&L management, the EBITDA
Right.
calculations, and all these things are more important. Even if you are not
Correct.
well versed in the calculation, but you need to know that what is the output getting into the system. So that is
Right.
something which you learn on the flow.
Right. So Amransuji, tell me, I mean, honestly and frankly, does this knowledge of finance or any other, specialization or a module, etc., something that you have been able to confidently apply directly or indirectly, or as you said, you your core function may not be finance, let's say, but how did the program, worked in a well-rounded manner so that you were able to apply certain things, very confidently, uh, from a skill perspective or from a knowledge perspective, in your current job or in your previous stints?
So I'm a business guy. So I lead the sales and marketing, okay,
Right.
functions. in my
Right.
different roles and responsibility in the career. I'll say the market, because I did MBA also in the marketing function. So practically
Okay.
utilizing the knowledge which we are getting from the course on the real
Right.
time simulation environment helps me. And that is for
Right.
every, I will say, genre. If you are learning finance, if you are doing an experience or a specialization in finance, so definitely what you're learning here will definitely you will be utilizing it on the job. And that's the core of an executive MBA or a MBA which goes with your job. You can apply this knowledge, and definitely these knowledge will help you in making your thought process in a different way. Okay, so real time simulation environment is there, and you will get to know
Right.
that okay, whether this application what you are doing is helping you or not helping you. So that is something which I feel is an aspect of it. I'm not saying going for a full-time MBA is not right. That definitely will give you a different perspective of in-house working with the different peers. But when you are working with a experience of 12 plus years, 15 plus years experience, uh, you are into that phase of the life where you know the how the corporate world is working, and you
Correct.
need to
Correct.
refine your knowledge and skill set. So that is something is good to have a kind of a parallel education, and anything which you are
Right.
learning will definitely add up into your profile.
Right. But Anjali, picking up from what you just said, because you also have extensive experience, almost 20 plus years, the audience today also comes with a fairly decent experience under the belt. One question that we typically receive from a lot of our aspirants is how easy, how difficult is it to do the program alongside with the job? Uh, Also, because a lot of time working professionals may attend classes, may not attend classes, miss a few classes. Are the faculties really approachable? So this is a kind of question that, because this is an online, this is a fully online program, although we have weekend classes at IMT CDL Kaza, but typically what we see is a lot of working professionals attending this through their laptops and phones, and it's on the move kind of a phenomena. So what would you say? I mean, is it doable? What kind of a discipline does it goes into? Are the faculties really approachable? Are the learning resources really approachable on that question?
So anything is doable, Dhruv. It is about your persona, and it is about your aim, what you wanted to achieve. Okay. You
Right.
have 100 excuses of not doing things, but you
Correct.
have no excuse of doing the things. Okay. So I'll put it in a very different way. So with me, if I say personally, a lot of challenges. Okay. But somehow you need to see, because you are into a bracket of age. I believe 12 years is not that bracket. I did MBA when I'm 20 plus years of experience. So you are in a bracket where you have your personal commitments, you have your family commitments, you have your corporate commitments, all these things. But if you structure your time, and time is the key, time management is one of the key. If you structure your time, I think everything is doable. If you can, like I'll tell you how I read the books. I read the books on the fly when I traveling in the airport.
Right.
So
Correct.
practically carrying one subject book at a time makes me 2.5 hours from here to Chennai. If
Right.
I'm traveling 2.5 hours, I utilize rather than seeing the video on the mobile. It's good to good to read some chapters. Okay,
Okay.
so that is how you do it. And practically, if I say selective study, everything is not
Right.
important. Okay, you need to define that which scope of the things are more important, and that is what faculty helps you and give you the kind of information that what is important, what is not important. Everything is important, but how much time you need to give to which subject, which piece
Right.
of the sub scope. So that is something which I learned it, and that's how one and a
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
years
So I
of the
think
journey
what you're
has
saying
passed
is
out.
that, yeah. Yeah. So you are right. I mean, I think it's all about prioritizing also, as you said. some subjects may appeal little dry in nature, but there's some subjects could appear more exciting. And then you need to from your own learning perspective, you need to kind of figure out which one attracts you the best. But I think you set the tone really well, that if you decide something, there is significant substantial will that you have. I think everything is doable on that perspective. Coming on to you, Lalitji, your experience, your background is very different. You are a numbers person. You work in a top bank. You I'm sure deal with a lot of numbers, and you do a lot of number crunching. How did your journey started? What caught your attention back in 2008? Those was not COVID days, and the education, the whole this distance learning approach was very different. What caught your attention, and why did you want to upskill?
Yeah, I think Anshu covered it quite well, as per his journey. So for me, I think I could probably relate more to the audience today. I was probably into that same bracket of 10, 12 years of experience. And
Right,
generally, what happens is when you are a graduate and maybe you have done some bits of courses here and there, and you work for an organization for some time, you become an expert in a particular process because that's your
right,
entry level. And then
right,
what best you could think of at that point in time is just about getting into a people manager role, like a assistant manager or something like that. But you still see a lot of organization sitting across, on your top, and you don't even know what they're doing, right? So that's the one of the things that you feel, how to reach there, right? So I think in that genre, when if you just want to be like, usual, you just want to carry on your usual promotion journey, like every 4, 5, 6 years, whatever, depending on each everybody's journey, you could do that. But if you have to make a specific effort, then I think you need to kind of think of a program like, MBA or a PGDM.
right,
Not because it is a famous program, just because of the fact that the executive MBA or such programs give you a lot of perspective top down, right? Basically it tells you the
right,
organization concept, right? So when each one of us are busy doing our day-to-day life work, we only tend to see in my operations, these are the metrics that are working fine. We feel very good about it. But how it actually translate into the organization profitability or organization goal or organization objective, how do you connect your role to that organization objective, is something that this kind of program really helps. Because you know even if you've done engineering like Ranshu sir has done, or somebody has done a CA, they are particularly SMEs, subject matter experts in their own area. But when you
correct,
look at and everybody of us is working for an organization, and organization is a mix of you know a lot of different departments like HR, finance, marketing, sales, etc., etc. So I think having that concept known, and then it probably gives you a little more wider perspective for you to think where do you want to head towards, right? It is not that you just need to go vertically, but it opens up a lot more, arena for you to kind of explore. Today, as we go to mall, we say, okay, let's try this, we try this. And even on, any other shopping portal, we say, what is there? So I think that opens up in nutshell, it opens up widen your perspective and see what all I can do more and where I can, head towards when I, go further in my journey. I think that was the similar thought process I had at that point in time when I had registered. And coming from old school of thought, meaning I was more into, offline and online kind of arrangement. I liked classroom sessions at that time. Even today, if you ask me, I would love to kind of go back to school or a college and attend some classes first physically there. But the times have changed post COVID. So I think in all, that was my journey at that point in time, and I wanted to kind of explore a little more into my journey and see how I can head to the next level, or try something new or a different thing.
Right. Great. So I think for all the mid senior folks listening and who want to probably have a perspective on the top down organizational view approach, uh, I think this was really helpful. What would you then suggest that if from a program perspective or from the program pedagogy and the faculties, were there any specific subjects or any faculties or certain elements in the program that caught your attention and that really kind of helped cemented certain function, certain skill set, or certain knowledge of organizational sort of how a system function in an organization? Was the program very I mean, obviously the program is structured, but what was your experience from a learning outcome perspective?
So for my journey at that point in time, my role had been, such that I was actually working through the supply chain. When I say supply
Okay.
chain, I was working with operations, I was working with finance, I was working with marketing, I was working with senior management in terms of strategy. I was kind of, quite connected in my role across the value chain in the organization.
Right.
And when I when I did this program, it gave me a lot of perspective to see the things from the other side, right? So when you work in an
Right.
organization, it is more about you being a internal stakeholder to someone, right?
Right.
And it is like a relationship where if you put into the shoes of your internal customer, and then try to kind of provide the service or the output to those teams in the way, the manner they would like to see it, right? It makes a lot of difference. So I think having you know more perspective into finance, more into a little bit of a technology, because my role also was a little bit into the techno-functional role. So having a lot of connect with the technology in terms of the program management of few projects that I did at that point in time, that really helped to kind of see the other side of the table, what is that is required to be delivered. And if you do that, then only you can kind of exceed expectations in terms of your internal, uh, you know, customers per se.
Right. Again, the same question. How difficult, easy was the journey? I mean, of course, time management is a bit challenging. I mean, especially when there were classes. Now the systems have changed post COVID. So, what would be that one single piece of advice that you would like to give to the audience in terms of to be able to take out the time for online classes? Because that's been the flavor post COVID. We have seen that mostly people attend classes online. Yes, there are a few who come down to the campus also for classes. What will be that advice from a time management commitment perspective?
Um, so basically, Dhruv, my concept has been very, very simple in terms of, whenever I start for a particular project or even for a study program that I did, I think one
Right.
equation that stands out for me is distance upon time is equal to your speed, right? I think these are the three things that play out in everybody's life differently with different priorities, etc. Right? Now, given that you have the right intent of doing it, as Amritanshu also said, in if you want to do things, you can do that in any which way, but if you don't want to do, there are 100 reasons. So I think the first and the foremost thing is be clear what you need, and be, if you have an intent to kind of grow and gather more understanding about in the through the education, I think that intent is the first most important thing, and the rest, time management, is more about, you know, that equation that I just spoke about. time equal to distance, and you could play it any different ways, right? Now, for me, again, it was not easy. Meaning, I was also spending long hours in my organization, but my program was at that point in time was 3 years. And if you zoom out a little bit, right? Because when we are signing up today, we just think, oh, aaj to mere paas time nahi hai, how can I devote so much time, etc. But just zoom out a little bit and see the span of 3 years, and it's a quite pretty long time. So despite the fact that you will spend a lot of weekends or some of your exam days, working very hard, etc. But I can guarantee you will find a lot of time in the intervals to take care of, any other thing that you wanting to, correct? So just kind of zoom out a little bit, see the 3 years or 2 years plan that you are signing it up for. And it's not that you're signing up your life for it. It is just that within that period you have to just carve out some time and get something which can make your life even easier after those 3 years, right? Or easier, or you can say better, whichever way you
Yeah,
look at it. So
absolutely.
that's my.
So yeah, so first of all, I mean, you were a pass out of 2008. Now the things have changed. As I've just told you, it has one that is the mode of delivery is fully online, although there is an option to come to weekend classes, but students prefer online. So it is that much more, I think, easier compared to what it was 20 years back or 15 years back. Also, the fact that we have also introduced an executive program few years back. So we have two options: the 2-year PGDM, and there is also a 15 months AICT approved PGDM program, which is called as PGDM Executive. But as you rightly said, it's the idea is to not just look at from a very short term view. The lens has to be broad, as you said. You have to zoom out. You have to look at uh, this as a part of your journey, look from a mid-term to a long-term perspective.
Yeah.
Nobody's signing a life, but the idea is that when we start thinking of some resolutions or doing certain, committing ourselves, we ought to have these questions in our mind of how
Yeah.
soon can I do it,
Yeah.
etc.,
And
etc.
I think sometimes people just get caught into, the numbers and meaning the results, the percentage, etc. I'm not saying that is a bad thing to do, but at this level of your journey, even if you get 90%, right, it is not really going to make that difference. But the real difference will come only, as Amritanshu also said, if you focus on particular areas which are more relevant to the journey. I think you conceptually get closer to that, and at the end you have a degree in hand, right, or a diploma in hand. I think that works. So you don't have to really think about, oh, I have to get 90%, only then this will be successful. Even if you're in the 70s, it is fine as long as you grasp the concepts a little more
The
closer
concepts,
and better.
yes.
Yeah.
Laliji, any particular subject, any favorite subjects out there? Just say, for instance, Amritanshu ji got a good hang of finance through Preeti ma'am. Any particular favorite faculty subject that you find that, yes, this was something that I really enjoyed doing?
I think marketing and HR, when I studied it was quite interesting. And again, as I said, there is when you are new to the job market, like in just few years, and when you see the method to the madness, right? So then you start to think, very differently. I tell you a very, interesting thing, which I always keeps quoting even to my teams as well. So in HR, there is a concept called cultural shock, right? I was new to that term that point in time. Now, in today's world, when the organizations have gone globally, you kind of almost every organization have some linkage to US, UK, etc. And a lot of people get an opportunity to even travel to other countries, etc. And when they land there and then they say, यहाँ पे तो खाना नहीं ठीक था and this and that. So there is a term to it. right? This is called as cultural shock. When you enter into another country, you have different ways of working, etc., etc. How to kind of deal with that is is again a method to the madness, right? So if you know about it, you can prepare for it. But if you encounter it for the first time, you know, you will just be, all over the place. So I'm saying understanding by being into the internal reporting and a techno-functional role, knowing the certain aspects like these, it made me a little more interesting to kind of get deeper into that and how marketing strategies work. And, usually they relate to all our TV ads, the outdoor media, etc., etc. But how does it really come to life is when when you read those case studies, when you do some more, listen more from your professors. I think that gives you a lot more perspective. So today, if ask me something about marketing, I can really talk about it, like, or HR, meaning I would know what it takes to reach there, right? So yeah, I think that's what was more interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So we'll keep taking on. We'll start with the open house now, and I think I've already got few questions on the chat. Uh, our dean, Dr. Ashok Sharma, is also here in the session because I am not from academics, so there are questions around academics. Dr. Sharma, sir, very good afternoon. There's a question from Prakash Chandra who wants to ask that does the executive MBA programs offer the same visibility in the industry when compared against a 2-year regular MBA? Another piece is that he wants to know that if he's interested to know if the 15 months PGDM curriculum is entirely different from a 2 years MBA, or is there a certain percentage of content common between the two? So, Bisa, before you answer this question, Dr. Sharma, uh, one thing that I wanted to tell you, Prakash, is that the Government of India, the National Education Policy 2020, which has made online education at par with regular education. So technically, theoretically, there is no difference at this point because the government itself, the UGC and all the regulatory bodies like AICT have clearly, come out with this concept of online education uh, frameworks being at par with regular education. So there is no technical difference in the industry. Coming on to the second question, which is I think more relevant in IMT's case because we have two programs, uh, the 15 months and the 2 year. The 15 months program, by the way, requires a 5 years of experience as a prerequisite. That is something that I know. Coming from the content and the academic part, I think Dr. Sharma will be the right person to answer that question. Yeah.
Thank you, Dhruv. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I was quietly just listening through the wonderful insights that I got from both of you. It's really, really insightful and quite encouraging for us also. Right. So, again, coming to the question that Prakash has asked. So, and
Right.
in fact, uh, when we talk about visibility of any program in the industry, one thing is the visibility is not of the program, visibility is of the institution. Okay, na? Mr. Rajpal and Mr. Abdintashi would also agree to that. It is the institution which is more visible.
Correct.
Program gives you that sort of a knowledge. Program this gives you that sort of conceptual clarity. It gives you a base on which you can build upon it. Right.
Right.
So when you put it across that I have done an MBA or PGDM from so and so institution, everybody starts, seeing you with respect. And why that person or the organization sees you with respect? Because there is a lineage to it. You have got wonderful seniors who have been doing great and who have made their point. Like this is an institution which gradually develops you and gets across onto that particular a level. Okay, na?
Right.
So the visibility is there because of the institution, right? This is one thing. Second thing is, when we are trying to compare a 15 months program with a 2-year program, okay, na? Like you yourself have to see to that, in 2 months program, when there are 4 semesters, definitely number of courses that you would be studying are more, and in 15 months, number of courses that you're studying are less. That is the first and foremost thing. But most importantly, or rather, what is your career objective? What you really want to attain out of that program? That is more critical. At one point of time, like the MBA, the distance learning MBA was of 3 years. Okay, na? But that was adding again a value. Nowadays, the government has approved, and we can even introduce a 15 months of an MBA also, because now we are going global. So there's going to be that global benchmarkings which are going to be there. But overall, what is your objective? What is your experience? What is your exposure? And what you gain out of that program? That you have to think of. Based on that, you have to take a call. Right. End of the day, MBA, what I see across is a way of life today, way of corporate life, if I put it across. Right. And this is what, like, the points have been discussed here right now also. You are able to have a view or perspective from different departments. You might be working in one department, but you need to have an appreciation of the effort which is going into the other department. Right. So once you're going to have that appreciation, so what you would be able to see across is that means there is going to be, a respect for you. Your words are going to be counted, and you would be able to take people along with you. All the great organizations, they are been built when the teams they work together. And team, if you want to be a part of a team, you need to develop that perspective. Right. So, like specifically like 15 months, 2 years, please decide what exactly are your career goals, how much time you want to devote onto that. And based on that, we can like take the things further.
So
Uh,
can we also, this is a thought in my mind also, because I am also thinking of doing, I mean, I've been always thinking of doing an online MBA slash PGDM, and obviously a shorter duration program obviously attracts. Uh, so the 2 year PGDM, I think, is it more that it is designed to kind of build leaders from ground up? As you said, there are more subjects, so perhaps it builds a more, let's say a strong understanding of business fundamentals, cross-functional thinking, whereas a PGDM program perhaps works like a leadership accelerator, wherein somebody who has already 10, 15 years of experience and understands few generic concepts already, and perhaps now wants to kind of look at the program from leading functions or business units. Is that can also be a
yes, yes,
point of view, right?
absolutely true. Like the 15 months program, as the eligibility itself is 5 years of work experience. So when you
Right,
already are working, have a 5 years of experience, so you already have a quite sound understanding of how the things are going across into the industry. So based
right,
on that basic, the concepts, right? The things are being built across. So here the effort is more on the functional aspects. So you are able to actually getting across into the understanding of the strategies. You would be able to really get across into understanding of the analytics which are working behind it. You would be able to get across onto more emphasis would be on the functional aspects. Yeah. So that itself, gives a value to that particular program. Yeah. So
right.
again, there are people with good number of experience, like and still they want to do a 2 year program because they feel like I would like to go more in depth. So based on that, it is again it everything points on what is your personal goal, what you want to attain. But definitely, like with a 5 years of experience you are going to have, and you want to fast track your career because nowadays everybody wants to have the things like 30 minutes visa or 10 minutes के अंदर delivery. Like so, in that case, the 15 months is a quick shot to it.
Correct. Right, sir. Thank you for answering that. Bipin has a question. Nana also has a question. Nana, I'll just take on your question because Bipin just asked this question first. So, how important is choosing a specific specialization in a PGDM for experienced working professionals? So, I perhaps can answer this to the whatever limited understanding that I have. I think, Bipin, the answer really is that at the PGDM level, especially at IMT, because you've seen the audience mostly working professionals, the idea really is to build strong general management, the concepts and leadership capabilities. Specializations definitely adds, I would say, direction and depth, especially, in how you apply those leadership skills in a specific function. Like it could be finance, business analytics, marketing, or operations. So, uh, the real value of a specialization, I think, is threefolds. First, it gives you a structured way of thinking within a function, and then it obviously improves your credibility and confidence in cross-functional conversations. So for instance, uh, if you're a marketer in an organization and you talk to finance and understand their things, you will be able to understand that much more better if you have done a specialization in finance. But really, as sir also said, that the specialization should align with your career trajectory and not just market trends, right? Anything to add on this, Dr. Sharma?
Sure. When we talk about choosing any specific specialization, no. So, specialization depends upon your area of interest. Normally, what happens when we decide like we want to get into a specialization mode, what to see to it कि सर किसमें ज्यादा पैसा मिलेगा या किसमें ज्यादा job opportunity मिल रही है, that might be the sole objective, or there might be certain keywords which are moving around in the ecosystem.
Right.
So we get aligned to that. If there's a new keyword or new buzzword around, that does not mean the old existing patterns would not work. So old existing patterns would work, and there is going to be additional layer on it. Just a
Right.
small instance, an example, we are seeing a lot of analytics talking about, or then the AI came, and then we have seen across a lot of AI thing happening around, a lot of talk also happening around. And another one single announcement, and the our share market, it crashed. Also, all the IT companies were like going left and right. Like all the things, like the kind of work that we have been doing there. A lot of the back end support work that we are doing here in India, that might get affected. That was the fear factor which was there. No, these all are certain things which are built upon one level to another level, then another level, and so on. So these are the knowledge layers which are being built across. The foundational things are going to remain same, right? So when you're choosing your specialization, first thing, understand your area of interest. That is first and foremost thing. Second thing, develop your fundamentals. So once your base and fundamental is strong, so gradually you would be able to build upon those sort of things
Yep.
one by one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
layer
Yes.
by layer. I'm pretty sure Amritanshu and Rajpal ji would also like to put across some viewpoint on this, because उन्होंने भी
You know,
specialization choose करा था. Amritanshu
I
ji, your
agree
take
with,
on this.
yeah, so I agree with Ashok sir, what you mentioned throughout the session. So why you wanted, so practically, if I put it in a different, why you wanted to do the additional qualification, or why you wanted to add an additional qualification into your scope, is something why you want it and where you wanted to go. Okay, it is not about my friend is taking finance, I'll be taking HR, and we go together. So it is something being, even if I am in marketing, if I wanted to switch from marketing with a finance requirement, I may even take a specialization in finance, because my long-term goal could be the CFO of a company. Okay, so it is all about where you wanted to go and how you wanted to go. So I was seeing the questions whether 2 years is important, 15 months is important, or IMT is important, or some other brand is important. It is, so it is a, it's a, I will say it's an education. Okay. whether, as sir has mentioned, that it's a brand. Okay, IMT. So whether it is IMT or XYZ brand, the only goes with the brand name, from where you have done the MBA. Nobody's asking you what you did it, because you are
Right.
already into the corporate. But my perspective is, as Lalit also said, it's not about the number game, not the percentage game anymore. Okay, because we all are not kids. We are all into the corporate. So whether you achieve 70% or you achieve 95%, it is the personal wish, and education is something how you wanted to do it. So my view is, where you wanted to go in your journey in next 10 years, and for that, what are the building blocks you need to build in your education. So that is something, if you are very clear, then you will select the right sub right specialization, and also you will also invest the right time and effort into your journey, because that is what is the long term goal, not the short term goal. Anything what you are doing it today, it is for your
Right.
long term goal.
You want to add to this,
Exactly.
Lalitji?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think pretty much covered well. And meaning whoever has this question in mind, specialization versus generalization. So my point is that there is a core skill that you have, core knowledge, knowledge that you have, which is, suppose I think I was reading to one of the uh, chat which is from Saddam Hussein, right? And he says, I'm a bit confused to choose specialization after 10 years of design and product development, corporate experience in, apparel and fashion. So I'm saying, while you can keep the industry same, right? But there are certain new concepts which are, being pushed to us in our job capacities from the external environment. So I'll give you an example. Somebody who was a very good developer so far in whatever C++ or any language that you talk about. Now, with the evolution of AI, that development skill has gone, meaning is being seen very differently, right? Now, a code or a AI code can develop for yourself, right? Similarly, in your fashion industry, in your product development, there will be certain external environment which is giving you challenges in terms of adapting to something new, or adapting to something into a technology kind of a world. I think, what if you want to keep the specialization there in that area, you could choose to develop your skill in the, as per the environment, what is the demand for the day. So for example, till the time Amazon and the Flipkarts didn't came, right? Everybody was buying and going and buying in the market, right? Shopping. But as and when these company came in, the marketing or the availability of the product became a in-house product, right? Now imagine somebody who's doing an outdoor marketing, or wo, the shops pe board laga rahe hai, come and buy here, this and that has just gone. That has become a computer banner instead, right?
Correct.
Now, if
Correct.
somebody is doing a marketing job, an outdoor and those kind of marketing, and now gets into the digital world of marketing, it's quite different. While the fundamental of marketing remains the same, but the way to do it has different meaning, has become different. So I'm saying, with the changing environment, one should be very clear, and it is okay to be, specialized in a particular area or in an industry. That's absolutely fine.
Right.
But what is coming your way, what is looking ahead, is what you need to touch and take a relevant program.
Perfect. I think we are buzzing with questions in the session. Very thoughtful questions. I must say the audience is very asking some very good and very relevant, thoughtful questions. We have a question. Nana, I will just take in your question now, which is that what are the eligibility criteria? As I've just told you, the 2-year PGDM program does not have a stringent eligibility criteria. You just need to have a graduation degree, whereas the PGDM 15 months requires 5 years of experience. At the end of the session, I will share the counselor contact, the admission counselor contact, and then you can ask whatever specific questions around. Let's keep the session more on conceptual clarity of the program. Information will anyways is available on website, etc. I'll also be sharing a 2-3 PPT, sort of a slider wherein we'll tell you the dates and other things. The other question that you have is that you know about IMT Ghaziabad, the premium institution. So we are pretty much the CDL. See, if you look at the logo, it's the same logo. So we are not really a sort of a separate entity in that perspective. The legacy, the academic standards, the rigor is pretty much that IMT follows. Dr. Sharma, you would like to add or like to answer this in a different way,
Absolutely
perhaps?
sure. There have been lot many institutions which have now started their online programs. If you see through it, like IMT Center for Distance Learning is doing this online programs or rather distance learning programs since last 40 years.
Yeah,
Earlier they were from the same campus. Now we have got a separate dedicated campus. Like
right.
like all of those who have visited, I'm pretty sure Amritanshu and Mr. Rajpal, they both have visited the campus. They have seen we have got a lush green, wonderful campus which is there, which itself, is a strong commitment of the institution towards the focus on the distance learners requirement. Right. There could be a case where, in a big setup, there can be 1 or 2 rooms devoted across to distance learner. Why the student has to come to the campus? I don't want the student to be visiting to the campus. Let him do or study or interact online itself. Here it isn't that so. Here specifically, a lot of research and lot of studies being done in order to ensure that the content is simple for any individual to understand because he is working in a time constraint. So we do not believe in giving across very difficult content to individual. Like uh, all the study material now that we are giving, okay, now we design the study material with the help of experts, and it is purposefully designed and written in such a simple way so that very easy to read. And earlier also, there have been instances, where the people used to face that a challenge. In fact, when we did our MBA programs way back, so standard text were referred. There's a quoteler which is this what is saying, and there is Mr. So and so which is saying, and everybody used to follow that. But of lately, what we have seen across is that Mr. Kotler is also looking forward for Indian professors their input into his book so that he is able to customize it as per the requirement of this country. So we already are into this and we are putting a lot of efforts to get that content right. So that is a very important role. Sometimes the doubt comes in mind ki bahut difficult hoga karna. It is not difficult at all because it has been purposefully made simpler for you to understand it. It's not that you need to have a very wide range of a knowledge, but you need to have that building block and those fundamental concepts in place. So our assessment and everything is aligned towards that, so that your fundamentals you are able to get across onto it.
Yep.
And it is
Yep.
purposefully being designed in terms that you can do it with your job. There was query like in the chat also somebody was asking that should I quit my job and then do the program. So I don't advise that. I advise that you learn, then see, go back to your job and see to it how it is being applied. Like for a person who's just doing an MBA and is not into the job, like getting those correlations might become a challenge because he's not seeing the real life things happening around. Now, once he sees and studies that this is the economic concept, the financial concept that I have studied, the marketing concept that I have studied, So is it somewhere aligned and somewhere applied into my job? So you are automatically able to see that sort of an alignment which is happening, right? So,
Right.
it is very important for us to really understand, right? The right context. Once you are going to have that context right, you would be able to get across, the things in a right perspective, in a right way.
Right.
Oh,
We will just take last two questions. We are running out of time. Although I'm very happy that some of you are asking some very, very good questions, and Lalit ji and Amritanshu ji and Dr. Sharma has been able to give you, different perspective on the same question, which is great. There was a question around PGDM and MBA. So I just wanted to clear this air. A PGDM is also a 2-year program, and MBA is also a 2-year program. The debate really isn't that a PGDM isn't better or worse than an MBA. I think it's different in intent. So a PGDM is typically more industry driven, flexible, and practice oriented, while an MBA is more academically structured and university regulated. But I think from where I look at it is that, as Dr. Sharma rightly said in the beginning, that it's more important from, for you, from a career standpoint as to where have you done your program for rather than what you have done, right? That is, I think, also a key, because at IMT Center for Distance Learning, the PGDM isn't just a piece of degree or a label. It is sort of designed to, mirror real leadership and business challenges, and not just academic theory, which is why you've seen that, you know, I mean, this whole alumni webinar is just a reflection that if you see senior people like Mr. Rajpal and Mr. Amritanshu have come and done their program, so you can understand that when these, two established mature people look at the program, they don't really get into that PGDM versus MBA debate, which is more of nomenclatures. But because we are an independent institution, the 2-year PGDM gives IMT the flexibility to change the curriculum, which an online MBA cannot, right? So that's the point. And I think we have answered most questions. If I've missed any questions, somebody also had a question that if he doesn't have a job, let's say fresher, uh, can he still do the program? So technically, you can do the program. There is no problem there, right, Dr. Sharma? Somebody who's a fresher can
yes.
also.
Yes, like for a fresher, it is a 2-year program. The PGDM
Right,
2-year program is eligible for that. You know, but it is
right,
always advisable that you get across into a job also, and that and get across into this program also simultaneously. You should do. The best part is, yeah, if you are just doing a study. So what happens is your experience in your resume is zero. Right. So
right,
whenever you're going into a corporate life, so you're starting from a zero itself. But
right,
once you are joining a program like this, and you are also, into a job, it might be, not a very, I say, a managerial job, or not a very lucrative one. But at least there is a start. There's a first step which has been taken. Right. So that movement is very essential, and gradually that is also going to help you in development of some of your basic understanding regarding the corporate life.
correct,
Like
correct.
while putting like answer to this, there's one more question which was there in the chat that I have just seen across. It is
Hmm.
regarding like some a person with a defense background, like after
Yes,
15
yes,
years of a defense, like he wants to get into a corporate, like, definitely, the best part, that IMT Center for Distance Learning is, you are going to find a very huge peer network.
right,
Amritanshu is there, Rajpal ji is there, and lot many other very senior alumni are there who are there to extend a helping hand and help you in understanding the things. Which, no, this is outside the classroom learning. This is not something that is there in the class. But definitely, this peer network, wherever you go, you are able to find across that there is going to be an IMT like a pass out and alumni who's going to be. So that helps across in building that network. And in today's scenario, the network is your net worth, a very common saying, right? So
Right.
that again helps us across. You know, so whatever level, whether you're at entry level, तो आपको मिल जाएंगे. I am pretty sure Amritanshu is moving in the market. Rajpal ji is always searching across the right talent. And on our portals, there's a lot of job vacancies which are being posted across. And when you try to connect with them with the right spirit, and definitely what I'm saying, a right spirit is not something कि भाई he is going to do everything for me. The alumni are there to help you, mentor you कि आप कहाँ गलती कर रहे हैं, कैसे आप इंडस्ट्री के अंदर जा सकते हैं, कैसे इंडस्ट्री में जाने के लिए आप वर्कआउट कर सकते हैं. देखिए आजकल जैसे इफ आई सी इट रिस्क मैनेजमेंट में बहुत वैकेंसीज, बहुत जॉब्स हैं, ठीक है ना. So, Mr. Rajpal has got a wonderful experience in that area. You want to have some mentorship, we can help you across. Like this is something you have to build. This is something, the knowledge base, which is now catching up, right? Similarly, for there are going to lot of other expertise areas. So you're once you get into that, you're going to find a lot many talented people around who have been into a very very senior positions, and they would love to mentor and help the fellow alumni.
Right. Absolutely, sir. Thank you for that. I will just present a couple of slides before we end this session, and I'd also like to run a small poll. But before that, I will just quickly like to present my screen. I hope my screen is visible. I'll just reshare it. 1 second.
It was visible.
It was visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can
Now
see
it
it. Yes.
is.
I'm not able to. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So uh, we have we've just started the January 26th session on the first week of February. We have already started with the orientation. Just wanted to give all the audience and heads up that the last date to get into the January session is 13th of February. That is where we end the January session for 26. So for all of you are looking out to kind of start their programs, can get in touch with the admissions team. A quick understanding of the industry spread of IMT CDL alumni, you will see that uh, uh, a lot of our pass outs have been from majorly from IT, from services background, from BFSI, from manufacturing to consulting. I think this diversity itself is a testament to the comprehensive education and the versatile skill set that IMT, a Center for Distance Education, conducive learning environment impacts it to its students. Why would you want to choose IMT? As already Dr. Sharma said, we are a legacy institution. Uh, you might find a lot of online education players who must have cropped up, in the post-COVID phenomena. We are not really bad mouthing or demeaning any other institution, but the IMT pedigree is very different from what is now a marketplace degree. We are not a content aggregator or a white label platform. We have the IMT Ghaziabad Center for Distance Education itself is independent institution which carries the same academic rigor, faculty depth, and legacy of one of the most respected B schools in the country. We are designed for professional across career stages, although we have seen a lot of senior leaders, mid senior people typically joining us, but we have also started seeing a lot of entry level professionals also coming in to pursue the 2-year flagship program that we offer. Uh, One of the things that I personally found very good at IMT is that we have a lot of live classes. Now, typically, you will obviously come across a lot of institutions who are offering an online MBA or a PGDM where 60 or 70% of the content is delivered through recorded lectures, right? So IMT CDL emphasizes live faculty-led classes over passive recorded lectures because that's, I think, a very, very big differentiator that we have over others. And that's about why should you choose the program. You know about the program, the PGDM 2 years program with the specializations of options available in finance, operations, marketing, human resource, business analytics, strategy, and management. Eligibility, you have to be a graduate in any discipline. The executive PGDM program, which has been gaining a lot of traction of late, is also comes with a specialization in these areas, whereas it requires a 5 years of experience as a prerequisite. So that's it from my side, guys. And you've been a great audience. You've all asked very relevant and some very thoughtful questions. A last poll, Gaurav, Purushottam, if you can just run the last poll, just a small feedback around how was the session. For all of you who have specific queries on how to pay, when to pay, I have just messaged in the chat option. You would have, must have seen a message from me popping up of one of our admission counselors, Bhumika, whose contact number is there in the chat. You can get in touch with her. As I just told you, you were just 6 or 7 days away to start your January 26th session. That is away. All right. So how was the session? That's the poll. I think that's already popped up in front of your screen. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You can be upfront about it. We are happy to take your feedback. And I think you. All right, great. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Lalit ji, Amritanshu ji, and Dr. Sharma for giving your valuable time. And I will thank you all the audience to show up such great curiosity and coming up in large numbers and asking. So 63% majority of you feel that you're now clear and confident approaching PGDM at IMT Ghaziabad. Uh, uh, some of you feel that you're positively inclined, and some of you are still thinking, which is fine. So it's cool to be a little confused also. But the fact that you've turned up here, asked questions, is a testament to your intent towards learning. Whether from IMT or elsewhere is again a different subject. But the idea was that we wanted to have Amritanshu ji and Lalit ji, who are our esteemed alumni who have done this program, and we wanted to keep it very candid and straightforward rather than very scripted. So I think you've all asked questions. They have all answered questions in the best way. Lalitji, a lot of our attendees would want to perhaps get in touch with you on LinkedIn. You may request both of you, Amritanshu ji. I hope that is not uncomfortable. They would want to get in touch with you on LinkedIn directly. I hope that is okay. That is fine.
Yeah,
perfectly okay.
Absolutely, not a problem.
All right. We will have more such sessions in the future, wherein we will have we also have a lot of females joining us, a lot of business women, and we would also want them to come to these sessions and give their perspective also. Thank you for coming over, Lalit ji, Amritanshu ji, and Dr. Ashok Sharma. It was really nice having you. We look forward to seeing you in the physical alumni event that we plan in March this year. And we'll hope to see you in person and have a cup of coffee and lunch together. And thank you, audience, for turning up.
Thanks for having us.
It was a great session.
And I wish all the best.
Sure.
Just one thing I would like to share here. It is our experience with Amritanshu ji. Amritanshu ji was there in the campus for the concluding ceremony.
Correct, sir.
So I think if you put it across, so that would be really nice for everybody to really have it.
Yeah.
He met across his classmates, his engineering, friends there.
So I thank you for remembering, sir. I'll just give I'll not taking too much time. I'll just give in 1 or 2 minutes. So this program, when we were in the ceremony, I met my 25-year-old batchmate, okay, in the same campus. And then we were 4 or 5 together, one of my colleague from the corporate, same company. So all that story, I really appreciate, sir. You still remember that. So it was something like a kind of a alumni of the people outside IMT also happening with the help of this program.
Sometimes these sort of things happen and you get across into your mind. So just Schneider or I just was recalling that and it was really a wonderful experience. Like I know him, I know him, I know him, I know him. And we all have studied and we all have worked at somewhere place, so this is the ecosystem actually. Somewhere down the line, this is what IMTs actually stands for. Most of the people, they are getting across, meeting across, and ultimately, adding value to each other. So again, thank you, Amritanshu ji.
Thank you,
Rajpal
everyone.
ji, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for
Thank you,
being
sir.
here.
All right,
Thank
sir.
you for
All right.
calling
Thank you,
us.
everyone. Thank you for
All the
joining in
best.
such
Right.
great numbers and thoughtful questions. We'll stay tuned. We'll keep more such sessions. In the meanwhile, you can get in touch with the admissions team for any queries on admissions. Thank you once again. I'm just ending the meeting from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah,
All right.
thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Take care. Bye-bye.